first take this XML copy editor, in which first of all I'm going to write a basic XML. Okay, so this XML is having the root name as newspaper, and there is a internal element which is the paper's name. Then the header of this newspaper is Web Times. Then we can have edition like whether it is a morning edition or evening edition, something like that. Then we have section of newspaper. Section means different sections we can have. That every section will be having one independent header. Accordingly, each section will be having some article, and again article can have one more something like that. By line, something like that. Let us look into the document type, definition, blah blah blah, or something there. This is the basic XML that we have for which I am going to save as newspaper dot XML. Okay, so this is my file name. I am going to save. Okay, so in this we have some different sections. Which one is master header? Master header means what is this newspaper name or something like that. Then edition, whether it is a evening edition or morning edition newspaper. Then section, there can be multiple sections also. You can repeat the data, that is up to you. But for our practical scenarios, we are going to simply see with a one example of how each section for a given article. Suppose this is an article about the technology, and the headline is there are some combination of articles. Okay, so each section will be having technology based articles, which are some couple of articles can be there. In that way we can understand. Then headline is there, by whom it is written, that is there, what is the story, that is also there. So this is overall concept of how we can create any content, and this is an XML that we can check. If I am checking on this well formedness, it should be well formed, then only it is an XML. But validation we do not require for this practical, because if I am clicking on the second one, it is anyway going to give the error because there is no DTD. आपको अगर DTD लिखना है तो इसमें लिख सकते हैं, but इस practical के लिए DTD की जरूरत नहीं है. We are not concentrating on the DTD. We are simply trying to convert this XML data into another format, into a visualizable format. क्योंकि ये अगर data किसी को दिखाना है, it's not beautiful to display the content. Okay. So for that, what I will do is I will take the help of these preprocessor directives. That means to integrate any style sheet. So how to integrate the style sheet? The preprocessor these PI directives that can be taken as style sheet. Then what kind of data is this? If you have worked on websites, आपको link type is equal to text CSS. It's the same thing. So here only the directive is going to be changed. XML style sheet करके एक directive आपको use करना पड़ेगा. बाकी पूरा HTML में कैसे करेंगे वैसे ही करना है यहाँ पे. Type is equal to text oblique CSS and name of the CSS. Okay, because we want to attach a CSS to this XML. तो इसके लिए हम क्या करेंगे, एक CSS देंगे. तो CSS का नाम रख सकते हैं आप newspaper.css. Okay, so this is being closed. इसको मैंने क्लोज भी किया। स्टार्ट करने के लिए लेस देन क्वेश्चन मार्क, क्लोज करने के लिए क्वेश्चन मार्क लेस देन. Okay, now this file is not there, we have to create this file. So what we will do is we are going to create a CSS ये सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहा, तो दैट कैन बी अदरवाइज मैं ब्लैंक डॉक्यूमेंट लेता हूँ उसको, उसका एक्सटेंशन चेंज कर सकते हैं. Here I will take this as newspaper.css. Okay, ये फाइल का नाम है newspaper.css. Now I have to write the CSS. So CSS लिखने के लिए first of all you need to know the basics of CSS. मैं assume so for that I am going to create a class for this root element newspaper. CSS के लिए क्लास कैसे प्रोवाइड करेंगे? क्लास प्रोवाइड करने के लिए न्यूज़पेपर and the CSS is getting open. And here I have to provide the rules. The rules are font family. कैसा font family चाहिए? Times New Roman. Then if it is not there in your computer, then what is the other alternative that you have to provide? Second one is border style. Border style is you can take dotted. Then border weight, this can be 3 points. You can have, these are nothing but the simple CSS rules. So how to what should be the font, what should be the border. So these basic things we are providing to the CSS file. Then whether it should be having any padding or not, and whether the display should be inline or it should be block. Inline means same line में continue करेगा. Block means separate line से start करेगा. So all these are actually part of the CSS implementation. Then you can have the font size. Okay, so this is how to represent the newspaper for this newspaper element. But under this newspaper, we have one more element, that is master header. Then we have edition. Then we have section. So how to represent all these also we are going to convey, because this rule will be applied only to the newspaper. Only to the newspaper, this 40 pix size times New Roman font family will be applied. But I want a different font size or some font family to this master header. So that's why what I will do is I am going to create the second class for the master header. The name should be same. Okay, the master header, and here I am going to change this as Arial. Then I will take text decoration, because this is a title. I want to provide one underline underneath this title. Then I want to display that in some different color. Then font weight can be bold. You can remove the border here. We do not require that. Font weight, padding is 20 point is fine. Display block is also there, and font size, I am removing this because it is going to be drawn from the parent element. Okay, so this is the parent element and this is the child element. So in that way also we can operate. There is no harm in that. Otherwise you can exclusively say some different font for this header. Then what we do is some highlighting color we are going to apply. That can be in some your desired color. Okay, so this is the second thing that we have added. The next element is master header, then edition. Okay, so this is the name of the edition. So here we want to highlight that also. We'll open third one, edition. Okay, so in that edition, font family, let us keep this as this time Vardhana. If it is not there, then this will be the default. So in that way, we can give the font family. Then text align, as it is a subtitle kind of thing. So we want to right align this. Then padding you can provide. Then margin also you can keep this so that it is not coming onto the border. Only to keep away from the border, we are going to apply this padding and margin. It is up to you whether to keep this or not, or otherwise you can take some different color here. In that way we can do this. Then the final one is this section. Okay, so the section will be having the entire content which is being shown on the user browser or anywhere it is being displayed. So what I will do is I will simply copy this first one so that to save some typing. Okay, I'm copy pasting this, and this time it is for section. Font family is maybe Arial, you can take anything, and the text align is Justify. Then font size you can keep this as 20 because this is actual text, so the text cannot be like header, so drastically reducing that to half. So earlier it was 40, now it is 20. And border style is some solid I am going to take. Then border with 3 points. Just border color we can take. Border color is red. Adding 20 points, we keep this. Display block is also fine. Font size is there. Now some separation for the lines has to be given, otherwise it will be very congested. So to give that, I will take this line height as 8. Okay. Then I will take one more attribute to show this background image, which is from the internet URL. This can be anything, but I am going to take our college URL, rknec.edu. There is a image there, which I am going to put here. Okay, so this is the URL, and you have to refer this URL for providing any background image to the CSS. Okay, so that's all. We are done with this entire section. You can specifically again quote for article, again quote for headline. That is up to you how you are going to create your own content. Okay, so basically we have created 1, 2, 3, 4 classes. Each are targeted towards some element names. The case sensitivity is there both in XML as well as in CSS. You cannot write like capital E here because it is not going to access the class that you have created here. So that's why keep the same name with the same case sensitivity. And let us now check with how it is being shown. Okay, both should be on the same folder. Here these two are on the same folder. Okay, same folder means either it can be on desktop, otherwise you can keep them in an internal folder. Okay, like this. I'm now simply going to keep this on the desktop. Now let us check by loading into this browser. Okay, so browser में load करके आपको check करना है. But which one to load? We have to load the XML one, not the CSS one. CSS is a dependent file. Okay, so take this XML and drop in this. You can see the content, because now we do not have any XML. We are having some content. Okay, the content is actually not given any separation. So I will repeat this content so that it will be looking something like. Okay, so now reload this. I have to remove this line height. I will remove this line height, otherwise I will take this as 1.2. Okay, now refresh. Yes, it's much clear. We can have some. In that way we can have this implementation. So got the idea how to convert basically any XML into a neatly presentable format. So this is how we can beautify the content. This is the title, and this is some text that we have taken, and there is some CSS attached to that. Accordingly, the format, the font, the size, the background, the border color. Here also the dotted border color you can see. Okay, so this is the dotted border color, and this one is the internal red border color, and this is the background yellow color, and green highlighting. This is the header. So all these things we have quoted in this. So where it is green, the green is given here. Okay, so master header is applicable in green. It is having the background color of yellow. Yellow is coming here. Then this is the section, whether to justify or not. It is justified. And this URL we can fetch from the internet. How we have converted XML into a neat web page. It's a very minimalistic implementation that we have done, and there are some special techniques also using the XSLT technology. We can dynamically create the websites also, web pages on the fly based on your data. There also we have to provide the style sheets, and accordingly we can provide some programming also. But that's a very powerful way of implementing the web designing by using the XSLT plus XML, where your data is still XML, but you can visualize some good content out of the data, out of the given XML. So let us again take one more file here from this editor itself, and now this time it is in HTML. HTML is here supported here. Okay, so it is supporting. I am clicking on OK. Some default content is being generated. HTML, the namespace and other things, all these are actually required for the proper validation as per this particular encoding. This is not required actually. Okay, so doc type HTML, this is the encoding pattern, and how it is going to validate is all these validations are given. See here. Okay, but for our practical is on JSON, it is not that much required. What I am doing is in the body section, I am going to create one paragraph element. This paragraph element is by default containing nothing. Okay, so this is an empty paragraph element. This I am going to save this as some JSON test or HTML, something like that. Okay, and I am going to load this JSON.test here. It is nothing. Okay, having nothing right now because this is an empty element, and where I am going to identify this element with some ID. The ID is user. The ID is user. The name of the ID is user. Still, you do not have anything. Okay, so there is no text. You can see clearly if I say hello here, when I go to the browser, then only the hello being displayed. Okay. Now I want to dynamically fetch the content from the JSON parsing. First of all, for doing this, we'll have to open the script block. In this script block, I will declare the script block is nothing but the JavaScript block. Okay, so variable is a JavaScript data type in which I want to provide a string. So the string will be having the JSON data in the curly braces, and it is having some content, first underscore name, close this colon, we some name, comma, second element name, then some separator, then location, maybe some city, something like this. In that way we can keep our data. Normally 2 to 3 fields are not actually going to have in your web applications. It will be some nearly minimum some 30 to some 100 fields. In that way we will be generally having our data. So that is up to you how to parse accordingly, but for our simplistic implementation we are simply keeping 3 elements. One is first name and last name, then location. Okay, so how to represent this data, that we are going to see from the JSON parsing. And after this you have to terminate this column. Then one more object I am going to create. This is the class JSON which is going to parse the string. The string name is S. You can see here the S is the JSON string which we have converted. It's nothing but a string format. So this string we are keeping into this method parse so that a JSON object is being created. So the conversion is being done by the JSON.parse method. Okay, so the conversion is being done by this method. Now what else we have to, after parsing we have to first of all get element that is available in your document by this document.getElement by ID, and provide the name of the element name. The element name is this user. So it can be paragraph, it can be division, it can be span, it can be table, anything. Okay, but identifier should be unique. Then in that, as it is a P, it supports inner HTML property. In that I am going to write name, the data is coming from object dot first underscore name plus, there is a separator, then again concatenation, object dot last underscore name plus, this time I want to give the BR symbol for breaking the line. Okay, then I will take location as for breaking the line. Okay, then I will take location as object dot location. That's all. So 3 properties are being taken from the object which is after parsing done by this JSON.parse. Then I am going to simply pass this as a string to the inner HTML of the paragraph element. So that is what this sentence means. After this part is done, we can simply close the script. Then body is okay, script is already closed here, so no need to repeat. Then body is closed, HTML is there. Okay, so now I will run this. Before this particular implementation, there is nothing coming in this web browser. Now let us see, the data is being parsed by the JSON object in the browser, and accordingly the formatting is also applied. The name is Ravi Prakash Singh and the location is from Bhopal. So in that way we can have the clear formatting applicable. Otherwise you can convert into some H1. Okay, so I will do this. Let us see how it actually makes sense here. Okay, so let us see here. So now this is becoming bold and it's a header. Then there is no need of this BR because header tags are already taking single line. So no need to space, no need to provide further breaking on the HTML. So name is this, and this one is the. You can apply your own formatting. There is no strict rules that are there only to convert in that way. Okay, so I am providing this, and let us see here how it is actually mean. Yes, it's a smaller header, it's a bigger one. You can apply color, themes, everything. Suppose you want to apply some color, like you want to show this in red color, you have to apply the style attribute in the tag, and accordingly it will get. Okay, what is wrong here? It has to be double quoted because it's already there in the single core, so that's why it is giving. Otherwise it is clashing with that actually. What we'll do is, as you can see here, so what is happening is here the double quotes are getting hampered with this. You have to escape, otherwise you can take single quotes also. Now the data is visible like what you have applied in the parsing. Okay, so understood? There is a paragraph element which is having nothing, and we want to populate the data from the JSON string. This is the JSON string which is having some data, and what we are doing is we are providing this JSON string to this method which is able to convert into an object. So now it is a JSON object. After accessing this JSON object, we can utilize as an object. You can see it's a normal object having these properties: first name, last name, location. All these are the properties of this OBJ. What is this OBJ? The OBJ is the JSON object. Then you can print in whatever way so that to display on the browser. And ultimately this is the connecting to this paragraph element. First of all, it has to identify the element name. Accordingly, then take the string and it will provide that string into the inner HTML of this paragraph element. Doing the vice versa. So vice versa is nothing but, here you can see everything is in red color. That is, it is a string, and we are accessing the object. JSON object is this. We are accessing the object so that to have the name of the property as the object property. Okay, object dot first name, object dot location, object dot last name. So all these are accessible in the format of objects. Now doing the reverse, I will create a separate file. Again, I am taking one HTML here. So it can be done in Notepad also. Not required to do it in the DTD copy editor, XML copy editor. You can take any Notepad or any other HTML designer. Where is that HTML? This one is the HTML. Okay. So I am replacing this. So I have replaced this. And now we need to do some couple of changes. Okay, so what they are, just see and understand. First change is I am going to take a JSON object here. Okay, so this is from object to text conversion. So first of all, I am going to take the JSON object, so that's why delete this extra characters here. So see carefully. Okay, so now it is an object. It is an object. It is not the string. Okay, so it is an object. So thereby what I am doing is I am declaring this as object. Then now this which we have earlier used is not of any use. I will take one more variable with the string, and this time we have the method of stringify. Okay, so stringifying the JSON data. So this JSON test2.html. Yes, this I am saving in this way. So see the difference between these two? Earlier in the first example, it is a string. Then we have converted into this object by providing JSON.parse. In the second one, we are going to take initially the JSON object. Then we are using this method stringify, providing the object so that to get back the string format. Only that is the change. Okay. So after this change, we don't have to put in this way because object is not there. Everything is a string. Okay, because in the first case it is an object, so that's why we have to concatenate and put in the string format, but this time it is not required. This time you can say simply yes, because already it is a string and inner HTML can take this string. Okay, so this is the second implementation. Go back to the browser and second one. So it is what we are having in the data. Okay, so whatever the JSON object is there, accordingly it is going to be stringified. So that the entire object can be parsed by you. इसको कैसे पार्स करना है वो आपके लॉजिक के ऊपर है, but basically if you are getting the string, then you can do all the manipulations in your required format. आपको कैसे करना है, कैसे मैनिपुलेट करना है, that is up to you. But basically we have converted one object into a string and providing that string into the paragraph element.